What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the live. On today's topic, we're going to be talking about Serena Williams and Margaret Court. If you don't know who Margaret Court is, she is a woman that has played tennis and she has the most Grand Slam titles, which is 24, and I believe, let me make sure, which is 24 that she has, and Serena Williams has 23. So 24 to 23, Serena Williams. And she made some comments um, about her thoughts about Serena Williams. And we're going to tap in on those comments. So before I get into this topic of conversation, we're going to listen to this nice intro.
Hey, experience can't be bought. This the energy you want. Yeah, this affirmative talk. Hey, destined for greatness, that's for certain. Time to build your life with purpose. Build your self-esteem and courage. Right now, it's a lifestyle, that's for sure. Good vibes and meditation from a real life coach. Let them know. Affirmations help to make a better you. Got you feeling incredible. Affirmative talk, come on through, let's go.
So let's get right to it, man. So I know I was watching Serena Williams in the U.S. Open, and it was kind of hard for me to see it. She lost in the United States Open, and it was very hard to see someone who has dominated the game for so long, and just to see that she's not the same player like she used to be. It was very hard for me to see it. And I do believe it's time for her to ride off in the sunset unless she has a change of heart. And if anybody that has watched Serena Williams has a very competitive, very, very, a very competitive spirit about herself. What I mean by that is that she loves to prove people wrong. She loves to prove people wrong. And if someone tells her that she can't do anything, you better bet your bottom dollar is that Serena Williams is going to prove it to you that she can't do it. And maybe, just maybe, these comments from Margaret Court may have sparked the motivation that she needs to prove Margaret Court that she can beat her most Grand Slam title record, which she has 24 and Serena Williams has 23. So I'm going to share with you this article right here. And let's get right into it, where Margaret Court had, they said that she had ripped Serena Williams, but she made some choice comments by saying that I don't think that Serena Williams has ever admired me. Now, there's a couple of layers to that comment that Margaret Court has made. I'm a person is that people have a right, and here's Margaret Court right here. People have a right to speak their mind, right? And I'm also of the mindset is that sometimes, or a lot of times rather, people are going to say things that you're not going to like. And people are going to say things that's going to be rude. And people are going to say things that's going to be disrespectful. Now, it's how you handle it or the receiver handle it makes all the difference in the world. And just going by those comments alone on what she made about Serena Williams is that I feel at no given time that Serena Williams owes it to Margaret Court that she has to admire her. Now, on the other hand, is that Serena Williams over time has always been respectful to the ones that have paved the way before them. And she has, to my recollection, has never had disrespected Margaret Court in any way. But by Margaret Court saying that she has never admired her, maybe that's something that's internally that we don't know about, that they may have had some choice words or things like that. But at the end of the day, man, it is what it is. So we're going to move right along. And we're going to read this article from the New York Post. And Margaret Court believes that she doesn't get the admiration she deserves from the tennis world and from Serena Williams, particularly. Now, let's kind of get into it. How many of you has felt a certain type of way on your job or just in life general, whether it's in relationships, whether it's with your friends, that you may have felt that you don't get the admiration that you deserve? Like, really? Like, really? That's life. That's life. Everybody in one place or another has felt this type of way. It's one thing to feel this type of way, but it's another thing to express it openly and publicly. So when you make comments that you don't feel that you get the admiration that you deserve, you not only have a problem with Serena Williams, but you have a problem with the Tennis Association. Man, it's tough when you hear things like that. Now, given her due respect, she does hold the record for Grand Slam titles where she has 24, right? 24. And Serena Williams have 23. And she defended her accomplishments compared to Williams after the latter played was presumably her final match, which Serena Williams lost in the third round of this year's U.S. Open. Now, she said that Serena, I've admired her as a player. Court told the Post, but she said, but I don't think she has ever admired me. Now, Margaret Court, who is 80 years old, said that Williams played 7 years longer than she did and had more success following pregnancy than Williams. Man, listen, man, you can't make this up, man. I kind of like it a little bit because at the end of the day, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this, I can just tell that Margaret Court is a very competitive human being. Very competitive. And listen, some people may say the comments that she made is harsh. Serena Williams can handle it. Trust me, y'all. Serena Williams can handle this. Serena Williams has handled criticism or critiques or people feeling a certain type of way about her whole career. Like Serena Williams said, when she won her first Grand Slam title back in 99, it was always an X and target on her back. So let me just tell you, you like just roll with it. Because at the end of the day, people are going to say things that you don't like. You just got to suck it up and you got to keep it moving. But for Margaret Court, she said, number one, the reason why she feels that she's still the best tennis player is because that she played 7 years longer than Serena Williams. And number two, following her pregnancy, she feels that she had more success after she became pregnant better than Serena Williams. Now, I would say, in my opinion, when Serena Williams got pregnant, it really changed the trajectory of Serena's Williams career. And I was talking to my wife about this, is that at the end of the day, it was very tough for me to see Serena Williams the way she is. She didn't move like she usually moved. She didn't have that power. You saw glimpses of it, but we all know that Serena Williams came close to a near-death experience when she became pregnant. She had other things, health issues coming up after she became pregnant. And I do know when a woman has a baby, it affects their body and their mental, their psyche differently. And sometimes it can be hard to shake. And I think it's all for me from this perspective to see that I give a lot of kudos to Serena Williams. To me, in my eyes, she is the GOAT in my eyes. But at the same token, is that I know she had it on her radar to win the most Grand Slam titles. Now, it's been a lot of commotion and things of that rather, well, people saying that Serena Williams may retire. Now, my question to you is, do you feel that Serena Williams is the GOAT? Do you? Do you feel that Serena Williams is the GOAT? If you don't, please let me know. Put in the comment section. Who do you feel is the GOAT far as in women's tennis of all time? Now, let's finish this actual article. She said that Margaret Court said that I came back after two babies. After two babies. And after having the first baby, I won 3 out of the 4 slams. Serena hasn't. Wow. Wow. Court, she came under fire for her opposition to same-sex marriage in her native Australia, said her Christianity has led her to become an outcast within tennis. Now, I will say, there is a freedom of speech until you say certain things about a certain ethnicity group, or when you talk about certain things that can be piss certain groups off, then there can be repercussions to what you feel that you have freedom of speech in this country. Until you say something to us about a specific group and they don't like it, then they're going to come after you, right? Cancel culture is what they call it. At the same time, I don't fault Court for her stance in same-sex marriage. I don't fault her. Like I said, man, everybody has their opinions, and we can agree to disagree, because at the same time, this is a new day, this is a new era, and we're not living in the Old Testament days. Okay. Now, with that being said, a lot of the press and television today, particularly in tennis, don't want to mention my name. This is what Margaret Court said. She said, the honor has not been there for what I did do. In my own nation, I have been given titles, but they would still rather not mention my name. Oh, that's interesting. She goes on to say that Court's records is largely viewed as less impressive than Williams, despite having won more Grand Slams because she's played mostly in the amateur era. She also won 11 of her Grand Slams in Australia, a competition that top players often skip at the time, a perception she disagrees with. Now, she went on to say that I often hear Billie Jean King saying that people didn't come down to Australia in my early years, Court said, but Maria Bunu, the world number one, came down. So did Christine Truman and Hayden, Darlene Hard. Plus, Australia had some wonderful players. We had 5 girls in the top 10, and Leslie Bowery won 2 French Opens. So as you can see right here, here's Serena Williams in the U.S. Open. And as you can see, for me, she did the best that she could. But I'm going to tell y'all something. I know there were some people saying that Serena Williams was going to win the U.S. Open. And I was just sitting here thinking in my head that, man, are you crazy? Like, are you literally crazy? And let me say this. The reason why I say that, you have to understand, is that we're talking about high level athletes here. We're talking about professional athletes. And Serena Williams has not been playing mostly all season. This was her 6th slam match that she played in this season. And let me tell you something. If you're not in the groove of things, which means you're not only getting your mind right, or if you're not in the thick of things of actually playing repetitive games on a consistent basis throughout the season, there is no way in the world you're going to be able to come back and think that you're going to be able to flip that switch and be able to win a Grand Slam title. It's not going to happen. Ask Michael Jordan. When he first did his retirement with the Bulls from 90 to 93, and then you're talking about he retired and came back, guess what? They end up losing because his body wasn't conditioned enough. His body wasn't there. His psyche, his mind was there, But he even said it himself, is that he had to get back in basketball shape. So this is what I'm saying when you're talking about Serena Williams, is that you can look and tell she wasn't all the way in tennis shape. I'm not bashing her body or anything like that. But what I'm saying is, when you're playing on a high level, on a professional level, you have to make sure that you have been getting your body in shape and it is tennis ready. Okay. Now, Williams last won a Grand Slam in Melbourne at the 2017 Australian Open while she was 8 weeks pregnant. She has since largely slowed down her playing schedule this year, playing only the US Open, Wimbledon, and a few tune-ups for each. Now, though she has stayed away from saying retirements, Williams wrote in the Vogue that she's evolving away from tennis. And Court said life as a tennis player in her day was harder than that which Williams experienced. Once again, this is Margaret Court perception on how she feel. I'm not going to knock her. I'm not mad at her. Let me tell you something. I kind of like it. Let me tell you why I like it. Because, I enjoy being around competitive people. And when you're talking about someone and what makes her tick, it's not by coincidence that someone like Margaret Court, who's 80 years old, still has this edge in her conversation, in her communication style. This is a competitive woman. And when you're talking about, there was this documentary of Michael Jordan, and there were, some things that were said that people thought that he was a tyrant. And he said that, hey, y'all may watch this documentary and y'all might think that I'm a tyrant, that I'm just a hard ass, things of that nature. But let me tell you something. Maybe you may think I'm a tyrant, but the reason why you probably think I'm a tyrant because you never wanted anything. Now, you may say that Michael Jordan is an a-hole for saying something like that, but once again, you have to tap in to this competitive mindset that great people have. They have this uncanny ability to feel that no matter what you do, you're not going to outwork me. No matter what you say, I'm not going to allow your words to defeat what I'm going to do on this court. And you can take that same mentality, that same mindset to the great entrepreneurs out here, the great people who work for companies that have made companies a worldwide name. They have all had some type of adversity. Look at the backdrop on my wall right now. The great Bernie Mac, the great Dick Gregory. I mean, I could keep going on and on. Malcolm Mandela, Nelson Mandela. And when you're talking about great people that have great minds and great athletes who had not only great minds, but the uncanny ability to physically go out on the court or on a field and produce at a high level night in and night out, you have to understand that. So I respect Margaret Court for having her belief in the situation. And she wants to get her recognition. I'm never going to knock anybody that's feel, hey man, I'm not going to let y'all forget about me and what I have done for the game of tennis. And as you can see right here, here's her back in the day when she was playing. But let's listen to what else she said. She said that I would love to have played in this era. She said that I would have loved to play in this era. Man, come on, man. Somebody give this girl some props, man. This lady some props. This lady is off the chain. She said how I would love to have taken family or friends along with me, but I couldn't. I had to go on my own or with the national team. People didn't see all that. She went on to say that we didn't have psychologists or coaches with us. It's a whole different world in today's game. That's what disappoints me. She said that players today don't honor the past of the game. Court had one more shot to take at Williams, noting that she barely mentioned the player that beat Serena that night in the US Open following her loss. Now, I would say this with that. I noticed, when I watch some of the college games, how they have this thing is that when you have a team that beats the losing team, they go and shake the coach hand and the other player's hand. Let's stop that. Let's stop that. Because let me tell you something. If any of y'all are sports heads, you remember the situation with Juwan Howard and the Michigan Wolverines when I think they was playing, I believe it was the Wisconsin Badgers, if I'm not mistaken, or Ohio State. It was one of those college teams. But what I would tell you is that when they went to go shake hands, that was a big no, because they was already pissed off during the game. And I think there are some people that has this philosophy is that winning is what it's all about. Now, we may have people that may say, winning, everything ain't about winning, but that's fine. But let me tell you something. But let me tell you this in the same breath. It's that people remember winners. You could take it how you want to take it, but people remember winners. Prime example, people remember the Michael Jordans. Why? It's not so much the high flying dunks and all those awesome moves that he did, but he was a 6-time NBA champion. People remember Kobe Bryant because he was a 5-time NBA champion. People remember Tiger Woods because this man has won so many PGA titles. What I'm telling you, winning matters. And it hurts when you lose. It hurts. So at the end of the day, you can say what you want, but winning does matter. Now, she said that I thought it was bad that Williams didn't mention her opponent more when she spoke. Court said, we were taught to honor our opponent. We respected one another. Now, come on now. Come on, Margaret. I was with you, but when you start getting up to that, come on, man. Come on, man. When you're going up against your opponent, I'm not going to take it. LeBron James has caught a lot of slack when he loses sometimes in a basketball game, whether it's in the regular season, the NBA playoffs. He walks off the court, don't shake the other team's hand. So what? So what? At the end of the day, if you're not old to have to go over and shake the hands after somebody whip your ass, how many of y'all that have got your ass whooped, if you ever been in a fight, whether it's been in elementary school, middle school, or high school, or college, whatever, even probably a grown behind adult, if you ever got in a fight and you got your ass whooped, that you went over there and shook the hands and ordered the person that whooped your ass, I'll wait. I'll wait. I will sit here and wait. Put in the comments of anybody, if you have got your ass whooped and you shook the hands of the person that whooped your ass, I'll wait on it. That's what I thought. And if anybody does comment and say that, yeah, I shook the hands because I respected them for whipping my ass, then you're a special person. You're a special person. But at the end of the day, man, I'm with Margaret Court far as from a certain standpoint of speaking her truth. She feels she doesn't get the recognition. And to be quite honest with you, I watch all kinds of professional sports, and I know about Margaret Court because of her title, and I do know that's one of the things that that was on the bulletin board material for Serena Williams to be the most Grand Slam titles, and she's at 23. And let me tell you something. Serena Williams might come back. She might not retire. After hearing these comments from Margaret Court, this might have given her the motivation that she might want to take on this challenge, because I know with great players who have won at a very high level, they have an uncanny ability, as you can see in this picture of Serena Williams right here. that fist pump, that legendary fist pump. But I also see, when I see in her eyes, I saw in her eyes that I feel that she's not done. I was telling TT does this, that I feel that she has a lot in the tank. And what I mean by that, if she's committed to the process, which who am I to say that Serena Williams is not committed? But what I'm saying is that if she wants to take on this challenge, there is no doubt in my mind that I know Serena Williams can go back to the drawing board, slim down a little bit to get her body in tennis shape. Her mind is there, but if she can get her body right and get her health in tip top professional shape, I'm telling you, this could be something where I can see Williams easily winning a couple of Grand Slam titles next season. So I hope this is not the last we have seen of her, but in other interviews that Serena Williams have said is that she is evolving away from the game of tennis. She's been around, guys, for over 20 years. And when you have played tennis that long and they have won titles on a consistent basis, it's not so much your mind can get weary, but the physical toll that has been over her body. Is she's prepared to want to go through that physical toll on her body? Because she has mentioned that she has other endeavors that she wants to dive all the way in, but she also mentioned that she wants to grow her family as well. So at the end of the day, for a black queen like Serena Williams, who has graced the tennis courts with grace, with that fiery competitive edge, which I love about her, because she's very competitive and she has dealt with a lot of things on the tennis court. Because let's don't forget, she has dealt with a lot of racist comments and things that have been said about her sister Venus, and all those things about her dad, about her family. And she has overcome those things. But I think at this point, it's about she has to have a challenge within inside her and have that type of mindset. Do she wants to go down this road? She doesn't have to. But if she wants to win or at least tie Margaret Court for the Grand Slam titles to hit that 24 and possibly hit number 25, that's on her. I really appreciate y'all joining me on this actual live. Oh, let me see what this person said. Ask the Pistons when Chicago swept them in 4. Hey, you are exactly right. You are absolutely correct. Just going into that conversation, I've never have heard or saw someone that is super competitive. I've been around some very competitive people. And if they get their ass whooped, they're not going over there and shake their hands. And I know what you're talking about when Isaiah Thomas led that actual strut down that sideline where you had to walk past Michael Jordan and the Bulls and didn't even look him in the eyes, didn't even shake his hand or nothing. At the end of the day, Michael Jordan got pissed off, right? We all know that because Michael Jordan at the time had this type of mindset that he shook the hands of the Pistons when they was whipping their ass, but at the end of the day, everybody is different, man. And that's what I want to just, gravitate to, is that we got to stop expecting everybody to act the same way. That's not real. That's a fairy tale. And everybody is not going to act the same way. So either you can take it, or you could get mad, but I don't know how far that's going to get you, because at the end of the day, no one is obligated that they have to shake your hands after they whip your ass. I never liked that. When I played in sports, I played organized ball, I played college ball. And I got accepted into the NBA DLE when it was first coming out and things of that nature. So at the end of the day, when I got my ass whooping basketball, it wasn't no shaking no hands, man. It wasn't no high five or nothing like that. It was like, damn, right? I was pissed off, and then, was ready to go back at it again. So at the end of the day, everybody is different. So, parents out there, you can actually, teach your child the way you want to teach your child. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to force my son to sit there and say after, if he get beat in the game, which it will happen, is that he has to go and shake the hands of the opposing team. You don't have to do that, because this is sports, and sports taught me a lot. You be there for your brothers, you be there for the ones that you are there on the same team with, and y'all come together to beat the other team. So at the end of the day, man, Margaret Court said what she said. She has a right to feel the way that she said. But when she started talking about Serena Williams on how she should have mentioned more of the opposing player, her opponent who whipped Serena Williams, man, please miss me with that. At the end of the day, man, y'all take care and tune in. Hey, do me a huge favor. Like, comment, and share this video. It is actually on my Facebook channels, my Facebook pages. It's on my LinkedIn page. It's on my YouTube. It's on my Twitter, all at the same time. Give me a like and subscribe and share. And at the end of the day, y'all take care and continue to strive to be the best version of yourself. Be blessed.
Hey, experience can't be bought. This the energy you want. Yeah, this affirmative talk. Hey, destined for greatness, that's for certain. Time to build your life with purpose. Build your self-esteem and courage. Right now, it's a lifestyle, that's for sure. Good vibes and meditation from a real life coach. Let them know. Affirmations help to make a better you. Got you feeling incredible. Affirmative talk, come on through, let's go.